go.
Hello, I'm Anders. This is the 7th session of Stars in the Dark, a reskin of Blades in the Dark to, yeah, seven sessions. It's crazy. A reskin of Blades in the Dark to Star Wars, set on Coruscant, level 1313. You already know this if you watched this far. We have our lovable gang of scoundrels, somewhat lovable, at least in some cases. I guess, yeah, let's not go into that. I don't think we'll do a full presentation. Maybe we'll do a quick round and just something cool that happened last time. I'll end with let's start with Morn this time. Do it in opposite order so Rich gets a bit more time to think, since he wasn't here the whole session, and this way he gets caught up a bit more about what happened, perhaps. So Morn.
Sure. I'm playing Morn Omori. Last session, Morn got to tap into the secrets of the artifact after some coaxing and some whispering and some making friends with the strange. And Morn eventually used his own body as a conduit to transfer some of the power from the artifact into a generator, which will allow us to dock our weapons and supercharge our blaster gas, whatever it is, our blaster packs, to leverage some of the unknown power of this strange sphere that was outing city blocks for a long time. So Morn's hoping that it puts us on a level with at least the Dark Lord's faithful, if not some of the other more powerful factions that we are going to be going up against in the near future. So that's what I remember.
Yeah, and in the process of doing so, you also bonded with the artifact, which probably will not have any negative consequences at all.
No, only positive.
Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Yeah, I think mechanically, we said that each of you will be able to supercharge 2 pieces of equipment. Can be weapons, can be other stuff. And as usual, decide it when you decide that you have the gear with you. It could be your tech tools or your climbing gear or your guns. It's probably going to be your guns, but who knows? Maybe someone will figure out something else as well. Right, Bria, or Besker, maybe I should say.
That's me. I'm the lovable part of what you were saying earlier. I'm certain that's me. Well, I mean, there was this big scene against the stormtroopers at the Thousand Knives location, but the scene that sticks out in my mind is I'm at fencing practice with my aunt's intention for me to marry. What's his? You've got the name, Ange, but
Alamar Teresh.
Alamar, and I'm pretty impressive. I use one of my powers to be impressive, and his sister Petra, and she was practicing as well. So we're in the locker room, and I tell her more about what we do. I spill a little bit of secrets and pull in a giant fish of a contact for us, and she's excited, and there are hands on thighs and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, that's very exciting. So Boko.
Yeah, I primarily remember there was a very exciting and active downtime, what with our being sieged by the fanboys and then going to town with the stormtroopers over there, and yeah, just while we're kicking back and relaxing, just like getting into it. on all fronts, and getting to help out with Morn's force diddlies over there, just giving some extra chanty energy and you know uh clearing my chakras and whatnot. So I think bonding with Morn a little bit more, and I don't know, Veldman doesn't have a sweet artifact, so we'll see where that goes.
Yeah, yeah. And finally, Etema or Hysis.
This, aka Edelman, last session, only half the session, all in downtime, but the downtime became some uptime when we received a distress call from our bosses that they were being raided, and we bust in and cleared house. And if not for her special armor, Edema would have been even more messed up than she currently is. So instead, Edema is simply really stressed and slightly hurt. She still got that blaster shot to the hip. Like in Skyrim, she used to do this kind of stuff, and then she took that blaster shot to the hip.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and since that attack, you've had freeze mop. I don't know if you were here for this, Rich. The Thousand Knives kind of scattered. They're hiding out in different places, and freeze mop and his crew of 3 guys or so are hanging out with you in your headquarters, including 10 Yov, who is a Celestin. He and freeze mop got more the equipment he needed to set up the force conduit thing.
Cool.
So some rule stuff. We talked a bit last time about how the not taking any heat for killing, it's kind of hard to connect that to the fiction. In Star Wars, in Blades, it works because there's ghosts and there's bells that toll when people get killed, and you have a magical ability that stops that from happening because the birds or something doesn't get there to tell someone. I don't know how it works. I don't remember the details. But it's weird in Star Wars. It's hard to make that work. So I've been thinking a bit about this, and I have some. We talked about maybe you should get extra rep for murders instead, and I thought that was interesting. I looked around at the other crew sheets, and I think it's the smugglers. Yeah, the smugglers, they actually have an ability that gets them 1 extra rep whenever they gain rep. So it's clearly not overpowered to give out a bit of extra rep. You usually, as the assassins, have an ability that gives you extra rep if you end downtime with 0 heat, and also does some other stuff. But I figure, the way I figure, I've written some suggestions, and these are still suggestions on the crew tab. I've actually made the changes, but we can always go back. My suggestion is that the no heat for killing, instead, I've changed it and renamed it to cleaners. If you have time to clean up a location where you killed someone, you don't take any extra heat for killing, which means if you can keep it hidden, you don't take any extra heat. And also, you take +1 die on any action to hide or destroy evidence. So it's not just, there's a requirement to avoid the extra heat, but you also get a bonus if you have to do actions that go a bit beyond that. So currently I have that one checked for you, since you have the one where you get no extra heat. You can switch that one out if you feel that this one isn't right for you. I also changed the one where you destroy a body for 3 stress, because honestly, it's kind of boring. And it's not really a Star Wars-y thing either. I mean, in Star Wars, it's easy to get rid of a body, frankly. It's not something you need a special ability for in the same way. So actually changed this one to be one where you get extra rep. I call it contract killers. You gain +1 rep after a successful operation where you were contracted to kill a specific target. Gain an additional +1 rep if you didn't kill anyone you weren't cleared to. So that's kind of the targeted thing. You gain extra rep if you do it successfully. You get a bit more if you were pros about it, basically, and didn't cause a lot of collateral damage. Doesn't mean you can't kill anyone except for the target. It depends on what the job is. If they say, I don't care about those guards, do what you want. I want you to kill that guy, but I don't want you to kill these people. So if you don't kill any of the people you're not supposed to, you get a little bit of extra. I don't know what you think about those. I welcome any input now or later.
I'm into it.
I like both. I think they're both great because they are two different angles that encourage and incentivize some interesting fiction.
Does cleaners, the second part of it, the +1 die, does that apply to reduce heat in downtime?
Ooh.
I feel like actions to hide or destroy evidence would often fall under that action.
That's interesting. I'd have to look at the other crews because I think there's someone who has an ability that's, or maybe that's the spider that has an extra die on reducing heat. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll make a note of it and see if that, maybe that's a bit too strong, but maybe not. I'd have to compare to see.
Yeah, it might be too strong. I just, yeah.
And also you said, do you want to do this at the end of the session where we look at maybe switching to Bravos or something like that? Or did you want to do that now?
Yeah, you have one advance pending that you haven't taken. We were talking last session about getting a patron because that makes it a lot cheaper to advance in tier. And we talked a bit about some different options and also noted that a patron doesn't have to be friendly towards you. It can be a hostile takeover kind of thing. And right now you're in a spot where someone could move in because the 1,000 knives, even though they didn't lose any hold thanks to your intervention, they're still kind of weakened a bit, at least temporarily. Which means there's an opening for someone else to move in and say, you work for us now. And we had some offline discussion about various options. You don't have to decide that now since we're about to go into a mission, but you could. Or we can save it for later in the session when we get into downtime, because it's not going to happen right now anyway. But if you want a different advance, then maybe it's a good idea to pick it now so that you can use it during your war with the Dark Lord's faithful.
I think if we're gonna go for patron, we should do it as soon as we can, because even at the end of this session, we might get the coin and the rep to advance, and then we're saving a lot of coin now. So we can talk now or we can talk after. I know Rich mentioned that Edema would like to work for the Rebel Alliance, and we did discuss that at the outset of this game. And I think it's interesting that some of us are on board and some of us are struggling to do the right thing, kind of like, you know, we're kind of bad people, and it could be fun to play both sides of that thing. And there's also Maxa, so we could do some like dangerous, crazy rebel stuff. But those are my thoughts.
Yeah, I saw a lot of nodding, so I think it seems everyone's into getting a patron, and in that case, we can save it for later. Does that sound all right for everyone?
That's good to me.
Cool. Then let's get into the current job. Also, I made some changes on the available jobs tab. I actually haven't updated the current job. I should probably do that. But on the available jobs, I've put in a couple of clocks, one for the tunnel rats and one for Freeze Mop. Freeze Mop told you that in exchange for getting you this equipment, he wants you to do his thing as soon as you possibly can. And though maybe that will actually resolve itself this session, we'll see. I've also made some updates to the what various factions may be willing to pay for the Force artifact. Notably, Tor Bracken, the leader of the Rebel Alliance, he's no longer going to pay you anything. He just says, hand it over. That's his current attitude. And you're obviously not going to sell it to the Dark Lord's faithful. You don't know if Veldren and Hera the Witch are still interested, how much they're willing to pay, that sort of thing. So, cool. Let's decide how you're going to attack the Dark Lord's faithful, what your approach is, and not necessarily in detail in the mechanical sense, but how you're planning on dealing with them.
Did you guys gather info to find out where they are? I assume yes. I just want to make
Yeah,
sure.
we tracked them a bit, found their whereabouts and whenabouts. We had a pretty good feel on them.
Yeah, there's some info there on the available jobs tab.
Oh, okay.
They're hanging out in a converted garage in the backlot of a fairly high-end vehicle depot in Bright Market. Probably someone's dad owns the place, that sort of thing.
I just for some reason imagine, even though we have these totally dope pictures of black tactical gear, that like outside of the tactical gears, the guys all wear like pop collars and have feathered hair. I don't know. It's just
they're the bad jocks from an 80s movie, is what you're saying.
They're all bad jocks from the 80s movies.
That's exactly the vibe. That's exactly the vibe of these
best
guys.
Dark Lord's faithful.
They're frat guys basically, but
Yes.
also fascists.
Well,
so,
they're human supremacists. They're very anti-alien. So
yeah, they've been harassing non-humans. So they're not good people. And also, as noted there, the joint stormtrooper and street sec patrols that have been happening in the Foundry are particularly heavy on the border between the Foundry and Bright Market, just to make sure that nothing spills over into where the fancy people live. They want to keep the
not in our backyard.
Contained.
Like you guys could have all your crime over there.
Yeah.
Nice.
I mean, they're still in the Foundry harassing people, being pretty harsh on the demonstrations that have been popping up. But there's also, but they're trying to keep it in there and not let any of the trouble slip out into the nicer neighborhoods. So last time we discussed and I think dismissed an idea of setting up some sort of trap, an ambush where you
I had this idea, Rich. I had this idea of like promoting a non-humans club, making it seem very aggressive, and then waiting for them to come by and like try to shut them down and then like take them there. It was really complicated. It only works inside my head. So I think we've abandoned that.
Anna was all for it, and the wiser folks in the gang probably talked this down.
It's a super cool idea, and I think it's a sort of thing that could work if you had more time and resources. But since you want to finish this quickly, and you're not sure if that would lure all of them there, it could just be a few of them, and then you'd still be fighting the war, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you've been leaning more towards hitting them where they live. And it sounds like you're going for an assault. Just basically, we know they're there, just hit them.
It's my specialty. The one thing I would throw out as a possible wrinkle is if this is bright market, heavily patrolled, we may want to set off some kind of diversionary, like blow the shit out of something that's far away, but not so far away that another sec would be called in for it, but just like on the edge of whatever territory these Nukas are at, and then we hit.
Yeah, you have Janusz. They're good with explosives.
Dude, he's so good with explosives.
And there will definitely be a clock on this job about street sec showing up and interfering. That's definitely going to. I'll put that one in right away, actually.
Would a distraction be a setup role for our engagement or something?
Ooh, interesting.
Well, I guess if we called in on a friend to do it for us rather than using one of our own gang, then we can use that to justify a +1D in the engagement role. Oh my gosh, I just said smart blade stuff.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah, that works. That works great. Then you have Janusz with you. They can support you in the actual fight. Free Smop is actually going to send 10 Jov with you as well. So you've got an extra body there.
Nice. I'm into it. Let's start hitting the engagement roll.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
What question?
Yeah.
This is gonna sound really weird. The body of the sergeant that I killed at the 1,000 Knives.
Mm-hmm.
Do we still have a hold of that?
I don't think so. The 1,000 Knives abandoned the building, so the street sec and the troopers probably carted that away.
Okay. Because I was thinking that, like, if street sec shows up and we're there, like near the Darth Vader dudes, that if they had the body of a stormtrooper sergeant like lying in front of them, that the stormtroopers might fire first and ask questions later. So I was just trying to figure a way to turn our problem into a solution.
Yeah.
But we don't have a corpse anymore. So okay.
Yeah. I mean, you could flash back to getting that, or getting a stormtrooper armor, that sort of thing. That's totally possible, but you haven't done it beforehand, so you don't.
Definitely.
It's not
Okay.
available.
I'll keep that in my pocket.
Yeah, do it. So, but we're talking about an assault. You're going to attack them. You're not. I'm just trying to figure out your approach, or are you trying to sneak your way in, or what's? Because you don't know anything about what it looks like inside. You just know it's this building. It used to be a garage. It's big enough for about 3 Earth cars. So it's not super big, but it's still pretty big. You know, they are about. Let's see. They're a tier 2. They're a tier 1 faction, right? So they're total maybe a dozen guys. I think that's about right for tier 1, right?
Yeah.
Be fun to like flash back and acquire an asset, like steal a like kind of beat up but nice limo, and then drive it into the shop where they're hiding out as though we're gonna have work done on it, and then just all pour out of it with supercharged blasters.
That is absolutely something you can do.
We could like act like we're going to give them the artifact and bring it with us, and then like at the right moment just pull guns and
That scares Morn.
Or make a big
Also-
fake artifact and fill it with explosives.
Trojan artifact.
Yeah. Or we hide in the artifact.
Everyone
Well, I like your idea. I think we should definitely, like, do they actually do garage work? Like, is that like their side hustle or whatever, or is it just a garage near repair facilities?
Yeah, they don't. The Dark Lord's faithful, they don't do any work
Okay, all right. I didn't think
at
so.
all.
right.
Probably, maybe some of them have a job somewhere, but these are basically they're trust fund kids.
Mhm.
And probably they're looking at careers in the imperial bureaucracy or the military or something. Some of them are probably just layabouts, but
They're in the
yeah.
back lot of a depot, right? So like it's
Yeah.
connected to the building, basically.
Yeah.
We could just like breeze past the workers with guns. Excuse me, excuse me. Just bust the back door in.
Yeah, you can absolutely do that. That will also probably make it easier for you to make it past the patrols in at least on the way there. And then
I'm into it.
I think we're talking more about the sort of stealth deception probably. We'll have to figure out if this, because you have predators. When you stealth or subterfuge to commit murder, take +1 die to the engagement roll. I think if you're bluffing your way in there, that applies.
Hmm.
Do that.
Yeah, it sounds fun.
Yeah, cool.
Thank you for guiding us towards the thing we're supposed to be good at. Yay.
Not sorry, not intentionally, but you know, we found our way there. Someone will have to do the flashback to acquire the vehicle. That's not going to be super expensive, depending on how you want to do it, but it's still something someone will have to do. But that's your plan is to bluff your way into the depot and then get into the garage, blow them away, basically.
Yeah, hopefully. I mean, it might be the kind of bluff where we just ride through the parking barrier and just, you know, like I think pretty quickly the illusion will be discarded, but I think it'll just be like a fun way to, you know.
Yeah.
Kind of like an A-team scenario,
Mhm.
right?
Yeah.
Just showing up in a van and jumping out. You know.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it might even be an assault plan, but we might still be able to score the die because there's a little bit of deception in there. Like we might not take as much street heat or something on the way in.
Subterfuge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Subterfuge.
I think it works. So you have 1 die for sheer luck. You have +1 die for your ability. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? I think so. You're just going right in there. There are more of them than there are of you, but you're still hitting them. So I think that's fine. Is this operation overly complex or contingent on many factors? Doesn't seem like it to me. Does it expose a vulnerability of the target or hit them where they're weakest?
Probably not.
No, I
Yeah.
don't think so. It doesn't feel like that any part of this is where they're vulnerable. It's just where they're at.
Yeah. Is the target strongest against this approach, or do they have particular defenses or special preparations? I'm going to say no. They're not smart enough or paranoid enough to have to predict this sort of attack. Can any of your friends or contacts provide aid or insight for this operation? And you talked about having someone create a distraction.
Yeah.
Who wants to volunteer someone for that?
Can we pause that for just a second?
Mhm.
So the current plan is get a vehicle, get close, and then clown car our way out and take them out. That's the current plan, right? It's just get in close. But we also know that their location is attached to another building. So why don't we send, just as a thought, like we could do this as a pincer kind of thing? Like the truck shows up and we pile out, but like Morn and Janusz are on the other side of the wall and they're blasting their way in, like wrecking the place. And we're hitting them from two different sides. And like, that'll give us some advantage because they'll be fighting on two different fronts and, you know, that kind of thing. I'm not trying to pre-plan the mission too much. I just feel like, you know, we're missing out on the strength of some of our characters here. Like, I don't know, just a thought,
Yeah, that sounds sweet. I guess like how much of it is stealth and how much of it, or how much does wrecking add to our heat count? And is that a thing we're thinking about? And if not, I'm down to blow some stuff up. So,
well, it could be subtle. It doesn't have to be like, you know, bing, bang, bang.
Blowing shit up. It's I think that by definition is not subtle. Like,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I just imagine like the welding torch that cuts the door through the wall or whatever kind of thing, instead of like, you know, thermite, you know, blasting
Yeah,
a
just like
hole
the
in it.
shape charge on a door or something, just
Yeah.
pop it open.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
honestly,
All right,
kind of
well-
really like all of us pouring out of a limo. Like I just
Okay,
love
yeah, all right.
the united gang front of that. It feels so good because we've always had these like plans with extra steps and maneuvers. It's just kind of like us like all rocking up in a car, blasting music to wreck these fascists.
Okay. All right. So we,
Yeah,
so,
and
so someone, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, if you roll well on the engagement roll, that could mean, yeah, you have your limo, you get into the depot, you're inside, no one's suspecting anything, and then you can get right in there. That's one. That's kind of part of that, I think. That doesn't prevent someone from being outside, and we don't have to decide that from the beginning. That's kind of part of where people can show up in the fiction later.
So I'll volunteer again, my contact Tilda from the beggar gang, to set up the distraction that we were looking
Ooh.
for. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think they've got the spread, they've got the ability to be, you know, in and out without being seen, that kind of thing. So
yeah, that means they can set something up like on the edge of the foundry. The beggars don't really have any presence in Bright Market itself, so you'll still get the die, but in the fiction that means something's happening where the patrols are heavy, that sort of thing. So it will pull them in there. It might not have quite a strong an effect on the patrols in Bright Market itself.
okay.
It would still, they will still be alerted, but like the street sec who are working in Bright Market probably won't get pulled in for something that's happening where they have the stormtroopers and the heavy patrols. If that makes sense.
I don't know if that's what we want though. Like, right? Like we want to make sure that the street sec that are near us to be distracted, right? We want them to move away, right?
Then, yeah, then you probably want someone who can move more freely in
Okay.
in Bright Market, or someone who can have things done in Bright Market, even if they don't personally hang around there.
Then I guess somebody else is going to have to put someone into play.
we could also possibly make that one a flashback as well. Like if street sec shows up or is imminent, do a flashback to say like, oh, we set up a thing to blow up over there, and that draws them away.
Absolutely, and you can use the you can still use Telda to draw attention from the patrols, which will make it easier for you to get in and out, which is also useful, because otherwise the first obstacle is not unlikely to be that there are patrols. You'll have to get past them, so this will help with that.
Yeah, and they'll want something in payment in the future, right? Like this is a favor for a favor kind of thing. Okay. All right, let me write that down, make sure. Yeah, I owe them a favor. So that gives us another die. We're still trying to do the engagement roll.
So we're up to 4 dice. One base die, stealth or subterfuge, bold or daring, and help from friend or contact. Are any enemies or rivals interfering with the operation? I think kind of the patrols maybe counts there. There is that is a major factor. So I think that, and I think that works in there, or it's in one of the other elements to consider. But I think I want to deduct 1 die because you're moving through a heavily patrolled area.
That's fair. That's fair.
That puts you at 3 dice. So who wants to make that roll?
Orn, this is your vibe, right? You're the one playing the music. You're the one driving.
This is more Matt's vibe than it is Morn's, but that means that I will take it.
You pick the tunes, you make the roll.
Yeah. This reminds me of John Harper's game of Blood Letters that he has an actual play of, and his crew rocks up in a boat and they hide behind a fish truck, and then they just run into this butcher and just smash it and wreck their rivals. And that's kind of what I'm thinking of. It's just a little bit of sneaking and then mostly just smashing. Here goes 3 dice.
Oof. Oof. That's bad. That's a 3 as the highest. So you will be in a desperate position when you encounter the first real obstacle. And since we deducted the die for the patrols, I don't think yeah, you're happy to be desperate. I don't think that's not the first obstacle. We put a die, we deducted a die for that. So the first real obstacle is getting into the depot. And I think at this point, someone will have to do a flashback to get the limo, and I think, yeah, who wants to do that?
I'll do that.
Cool.
I'll do that. Just as a callback, very early on, that first assassination job that we did on screen. I had talked about rerouting some of the guys' finances to confuse people as to what was going on. So I'm going to use my last bit of secreted finances to get us a nice vehicle to ride up in, a murder mobile, if you will. So I think I'm in the rich area. Like I'm getting a nice vehicle. How much stress do you want me to take for that?
Let me look. Flashback. Ordinary action for which you had easy opportunity. Complex action. I think this is 0 stress actually, because you've set this up beforehand. You've done the financial thing, and just renting a nice vehicle, that's not particularly complex or unlikely. It's something you can just do. Assuming, cool. I mean, yeah, you're doing this in the name of a dead Imperial.
So there's this scene, right? Bria's at the counter, someone's behind the machine setting up the rental or whatever, and she's like, so what's the highest level insurance I can get on this? And they're
Oh,
like,
you can get the full package. I mean, you
Oh.
can never be too careful.
you never can. You never can. Let's do that.
Yeah, things are dangerous right now.
Oh God. It's just like a real life car rental agency for me. I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
So you're arriving at the at the depot, but I think they just the first thing they ask for before they let you inside is yes sir, do you have your membership code? And of course you don't have a membership code. So you're in the limo outside. You haven't been let inside. There's probably it's like a force field barrier they have to open to let you inside, because this is a fancy place. They don't have doors. That's for the plebs.
Can someone mark documents or something to
Oh, we
have
should choose
something-
load, right?
Yeah, you need to choose load.
Oh yeah, going in heavy.
I didn't change it from heavy from last time.
I mean,
I can get the documents.
Cool.
Seems like my jam. Cool. Yeah. So well, whatever we have, what would this be? Yeah. So I have got some hastily put together forged membership papers here.
Yeah, cool.
Or data pad.
Yeah. So you have the documents, but now you have to talk your way inside, because this is where you need to. This is where we cut to the action, basically, when you're trying to get inside. And they're a bit suspicious because I think they can see that this is a rental vehicle, which is a bit odd. You're not registered. This particular vehicle is not registered with them, so that's why you're desperate, because they're already suspicious of you.
So I'll speak up, and I will put on the affectation of like being a clueless worker, and they're like, the rental agency said we had to bring it here for repairs, and it's in the paperwork, I'm sure. Like, and so she's just going to try to bluff her way through, which is especially cool since she has no dice in sway and we're desperate. This is going to rock.
Yeah,
but
very much so.
By the way, I found the limo here for us, in my opinion. That's what I'm seeing in my head. And
Ooh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let me do a quick screen share in just a moment. Let's see. This is the thing. Can you see it?
yeah.
Wow.
That's awesome. And now everything's weird.
You should never have done that.
Yeah, I shouldn't have done that, because now the screen is tiny and I can't find where I stopped the sharing. I don't have any controls. Did you shut it down, Rich?
I think I turned it off for you.
Yeah, thank you. Everything
You're welcome.
returned to normal.
Happy to help.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
I shouldn't do things like that.
does anyone want to assist me on this?
Yeah, I'll put some stress on the assist with the both like if I have to like alter the documents on the fly or just in the background, like, come on, the boss is gonna kill us if we don't get this spec, blah blah blah.
Right. All right, so that's one die. I will, unless you have a devil's bargain on hand, I'll go ahead and push for another die.
I mean, it could be. No, I don't have anything.
Okay, cool. All right, so 2 stress for me. Oh God, so much stress. All right, 2 dice. Bria, put on the charm here. 1, 2.
You're getting an XP, so everything's fine.
Oh!
Oh, great! A 1 and a 2. That's perfect.
Desperate level consequences. I'm so curious what this is gonna look like. How are you gonna take level
God.
3 harm?
They pull a gun on me.
They immediately impound our vehicle.
Okay, desperate 1 to 3. The worst outcome: severe harm, a serious complication, or lose this opportunity. Yeah, they are just straight up going to call the cops. That's the consequence here. They're not letting you in, and someone is going to. Let me see if
I'd like to resist that.
Just
If I
a
may.
moment.
I'm sure there are multiple consequences, right? But for the viewers at home, I rolled a 1 and a 2.
Could, but sorry.
Spent all that to
Put the
get
voice
such a
mod
terrible
on. I
failure.
don't know if it's changing anything. No, no, maybe.
Well,
Yeah, we
that's
have a suspicious vehicle here. Could you send a patrol at your earliest convenience?
And the resistance is that there's nobody on the other end because the comms have been jammed.
And now I don't hear anything. I don't know. Is it just Matt, or did I lose?
No, I heard
sound
Matt.
completely?
Can you hear me, Lindish?
I can't hear anyone.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Dang, man.
He's on the
All right,
other
I'll pause the
side.
game.
Fine.
And so the way I would like to resist that is that when they go to speak to Street Sec, there's no one on the other line because the comms have been jammed from the back seat.
Ooh, excellent. Yeah, you can totally do that.
I will mark slicing tools as I have gotten into their frequency channel, and I will roll my insight, which is 2 dice.
Yep.
I rolled a 4, so I take 2 stress,
Nice.
and the clock stays.
I'm considering just putting a gun in this guy's face and making him lower the force field, unless someone else has a better idea.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Hey, Jed. I can't get in touch with Street Sec. Do you know what's going on? Jed.
Yes, if someone wants to command, we can do a group action command or something.
Yeah, I mean, again, no one's stopping me, so I guess I'm putting a large weapon in the guy's face, and just commanding him to lower the gate, and trying to show how sincere I am about how little I care about his life. Is there another person there? Like, is there 2 people at the gate and we're just talking to this one person?
No, it's just the one guy outside, and he was
Okay.
using his comms to talk
Okay.
to someone inside, but now the comms are jammed, so he's not getting through.
Okay. All right. I'll roll command then.
We could either do it as a group action, which would get us 2 dice if Edema wants to get involved, which could potentially cost us 0 stress, or someone could help you, which will guaranteed cost us 1 stress. So I think a group sounds good.
Yeah, I mean, the group action doesn't have to be everyone. It can be just a couple of you if you want.
I'm just power gaming over here. Don't mind me. You all do your thing.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Edma, are you sitting beside me? Are we rocking this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think Edamo's wearing a wig and like had some shades on.
Nice.
It's like start hurting people.
Okay.
Cool.
So, can you spend a stress to help me?
Of course.
I mean, if you're doing
My
the
stress
group
is
action,
yours.
you yeah, sure, you can do it.
Okay.
I think you
two
can.
dice.
I think, can you still help? Can you still assist during a group action?
If it's a group action, then Edema would just roll her own die for her
Yeah.
command, and you'd both do the command, and then it would act as a single pool, and you get the highest result, which is equivalent to helping, but you just don't have to guaranteed spend a stress. You have a chance of not having to spend the stress. So
Let's do it. My command is a 1, so that's
And then-
not great.
And then more people get to roll dice.
I've got a thing
Okay.
about command. Hold on a second.
Yeah, but you both get XP. You should be happy about that.
I love it. I really. Oh, it's savage. I didn't take it, so it's just a single d6. Sorry. I just want to make sure I did miss.
I don't know. It's fine. It's fine.
Bazinga,
Five,
that's a 5er.
Nice.
and I got a 6.
Oh
All
my
right.
God. So no stress, and you absolutely do it. Yeah, this guy, he's just like a clerk at a luxury place. He's not used to having guns pointed at his face. He just, oh, yeah. I'll open it. And he backs up to some sort of panel there, pushes the big button, and the force field opens. So now you can get inside the garage. I think we've been going for an hour, so I think it's time for a break.
Okay. One last thing. Can I use Star Wars logic and shoot the panel so that it can't be turned back on again?
Oh, absolutely you can.
Okay.
Boring conversation anyway.
Yeah. and when you do that, he just and runs away.
Yes. Okay, perfect.
Smart guy. You say break?
Yeah.
Break.
Let's take a 5-minute break. Yeah, so the force field is open. The attendant has run away. You shot the panel so that you know the force field isn't going to close behind you again, because that's how things work. So now you can get into the depot, and you know, if you I think it's like a straight shot, but there's another at least one, maybe 2 sets of doors between you and the garage you want to get to, because that's in the back lot. There's like a corridor thing between the main building and the garage. It's attached, but it's not like wall to wall. So you could just gun it and hope you can plow through, or you could try something fancier. I'm not sure what you're up to right now, what your ideas are.
Bree is driving, so Bree want to plow through. Where's Warren in this action?
In the back, right?
Yeah, in the back. What's he
Yeah, I've
want?
been in the back doing some slicing work.
I mean, there's a movie called Payback where basically the criminals would just put mouth guards in and drive the car into what they needed to stop or attack or whatever. I'm down for that. It's hard to imagine our our assassin crew just being this beast, but why not?
This could be the turning point.
I could roll finesse to drive us in and crash our way through and start the battle. Okay.
I'm going to tick the street sec shows up clock once for the attendant running away. He's probably going to call them.
Got it. Okay. Got one die. And
This is for getting into their hideout, kind of.
yeah. Let's see here. Do I have anything that would help? That would help.
I can help.
Yeah.
I can help. Maybe Morin has kept a little cartridge of some of the force juice, and he turns he comes up to the front console and jacks it into the dashboard and just floods the engine.
Yeah, hit the nitrous.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, let's just say that the engine's in the back, and I don't know what you're doing.
I would love that.
Yeah,
I would
yeah,
actually
yeah,
love
yeah.
that.
You're just pulling down the back seat and messing around with the engine.
Yeah, I rip up the floor paneling.
Yeah,
and I just stick my arm in.
Cool. I'll take that as the second die. And here we go. A 6 and a 1. 6 and a 1. I'm going to assume that the 6 is from Matt.
Yeah. So
what does that look like with your enhancement? Because your enhancement's what got us in there. So
I'm imagining a lot of crackling blue.
okay.
Yeah. I think maybe the trunk and all the some of the paneling in the back just like shoots off of the vehicle as like energy just emits from the back of the limo, and we just like jam forward, almost like time skips for a second, like we maybe like just like blip forward, and then all of a sudden we're just racing towards the wall.
Right. Yeah, well, this is the Picard maneuver.
Yeah, the forces oxide is really useful.
Nice.
So you and I mean the limo, it's pretty big. It's not built to be heavy, but it's a big vehicle, so it does have a lot of weight. You smash through the first door, and there's a narrow corridor. It's wide enough for the vehicle, obviously. And you smash through the second door. You're into this garage, converted garage, and it's I guess a fascist den, basically. There's couches, there's posters on the walls, or screens on the wall, showing like Vader in cool poses, and there's like a bar set up, a little bar set up, and there's a droid there serving drinks, and they've like tagged the droid, so they're not nice to the droid. This is very clear. He's got like darts all over him because they throw darts at him, and there's a bunch of them there. Most of them are sitting around in the couches, having drinks or watching some holo show, and there's a couple of them that you almost run over, who are like practicing fighting with some practice swords, that sort of thing. Yeah, yeah, very Red Cups vibe there. Yeah, you smash in there. They are absolutely surprised. but they also have their guns there. So they start running for their guns. You kind of have the drop on them, but not really, because now you're in a very chaotic situation. The limo is smashed into the wall behind the door. So yeah, what's next? They are going for the guns. You're not sure who is who because they're not in their cool gear, so you don't know who the leader is, that sort of thing.
Release the Jawa.
Yeah, they get Edema and Yanush come screaming out, shooting a lot. That sounds
Yep.
fun.
I've got my pair of fine blasters. Let's start shooting some Nazis.
Yeah. So I think this is where Morn maybe is momentarily busy still with some feedback from the force thing. Bria was driving, so you're kind of entangled at the moment with the steering. So this is when Etemam and Boko and Janusz and Ten Jov spill out. And at this point, I'm going to do a flashback actually for, let's see, I'm going to roll a die here. Yeah. Yeah, for Etema. Just as you're about to, this is before, just as you're about to set out on this job, everyone's loading into the limo. Freeze Mop pulls you aside, and he's looking nervous. His ears are twitching and his eyes are going all over the place. And he's, you're, I mean, I know you kill people, right? That's your whole cruise thing, but you're a real killer. And this thing, I've told you, I need help with the thing.
Right.
And that's him. And he kind of gestures towards Ten Jov, who's just getting into the limo. It would be very helpful to me if he didn't make it back, if you know what I mean. Like, if he died. I want him dead. I want you to kill him. I'll pay you, but he can't know. No one can know I told you this, but he cannot come back. Are we clear?
Yeah, we're clear.
Yeah, cool. And he strolls off, kind of trying to look casual, not really succeeding. So that's the flashback. And now we're back to the job. So are you doing this as a group action, or do you want to make individual roles, or how do you want to play it?
What's
I
our
get
position at this point?
Desperate, right?
Still
Yeah,
desperate?
I think you're still in a desperate position because this is
Awesome.
it's just a chaotic situation.
Group role sounds fun. I mean, we get
Yeah.
XP either way, so we don't need to make that the motivating factor. We're working as a group, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah, let's do it.
So is that Boko leading then, since you have the least stress?
I can do that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Boko out front.
Well, you don't have to physically be out. You're like leading from sniper range. I don't know.
I'm
Yeah,
coming
I mean,
with the
this
blasters
is
instead of the rifle, so I'm just
Oh,
like,
that's right.
Yeah, this
Gutsy.
leading
Yeah.
is about directing the action more than
Yeah.
you don't have to be on point.
oh, using my background as a cop, we have conducted raids on bad guy places before. So definitely can use that as a like, here's how we do. We go in here, you go that way. We do this, and then bang, bang, bang. So yeah, totally lead that one.
Also probably
Sweet.
stressful having to like cover for the people on the front lines.
Mhm.
And this time you actually care about us versus those cops who you
Yeah,
don't
fuck those
care
guys.
about.
I did when I was working for him, but I don't work for him anymore. So sucks to be them.
So
Yeah,
good.
yeah. Okay, so we have you two and we have Janusz. We also have Tenjov. We're not going to roll for him, I think. He's just generally adding to the fire. So you each roll your skirmish at this point, I think, because you're up close. You're not sniping anyone. You could use wreck, or actually, sorry, if you're doing a group action, you all have to use the same action, I believe. So
sounds like skirmish.
yeah, and someone rolls for Janusz. They roll their quality. I don't think their expertise plays into this, or does it? I'm not sure. If you want them to start throwing grenades, then maybe, but
I'm
Matt,
okay
when
with
you-
throwing grenades.
When you resisted the consequence of him calling out by doing the comm jam, did you roll the resistance roll?
Yeah,
I did, yeah. I
Get a
took two
4.
stress.
Oh, got it. Cool.
Yeah,
I forget. Can we do devil's bargains and pushes and stuff in group rolls? No.
Yeah, I believe
Yeah.
you can.
I
You
think you
can't
can.
help.
Mm.
I don't know.
I would love to grab a devil's bargain for mine.
Yeah, let's see. Well, an easy one is that you get hit, but that's kind of boring. That's more of a consequence thing.
All their masks are off, right?
Yeah,
Could one or more of them be someone I know that I'd be hesitant to shoot?
ooh, yeah.
The child of one of your cop buddies, maybe?
Yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, you recognize one of them is actually the son of like the street sec commissioner for all of Bright Market.
Awesome. Yeah, I love that.
So
I'll take it.
he's connected. If you kill this kid, it's going to mean serious trouble.
Love it.
What's the position and effect situation?
Yeah. So you're in a desperate situation. I think this is standard effect.
Well, so yeah, we're out tiered, but we have tier 3 supercharged blasters. So I think the fine weapons would bring us probably up to standard. Because I think normally if you're out tiered or like out magnituded or scaled or whatever, that would often put you at limited.
But I think your supercharged weapons will put you on the same tier as them. I think a 2-tier bonus feels reasonable. Or sorry, they're tier 1. Yeah, I think you're actually higher. Your guns are higher tier than they are. So I think that actually puts you at great effect. Yeah, so desperate great.
That sounds
Since
perfect
you're
to
doing a
me.
group action, it's the best roll that counts. But Boko will take stress for anyone who fails their roll. So we have Boko, Etema, and Janusz rolling. So someone needs to roll for Janusz as well.
I got a critical success.
Nice. I don't think anyone's going to top that.
Wow,
I
it came close,
got a 5 and
Boko.
a 6.
Came
Nice.
close.
Pew pew pew.
So
Janusz is 1 die, right? his quality?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh. Well,
A
a
bit too
one.
eager.
Yeah.
So that's one stress for Boko, but you all count as having a critical success. So you do it with increased effect, which in this case is extreme.
We get XP for the thing.
Yeah. XP
Yep.
for doing a desperate roll. Yeah, I'm not sure how to assess this here. I mean, you're shooting a bunch of them.
Yeah, as many as possible.
Yeah. You're not taking out all of them with this right away, but it's like half of them are down right away. There's like a couple of them are trying to run away, and then there's like 3 guys left who are have grabbed their weapons and are starting to return fire. So who's making the next move?
I've got something.
Yep.
Okay. So I imagine that being the driver, the limo like crashes into something and like the whole front paneling starts crumples, right? And the door doesn't work because there's this crumple with it, right? So I want to flash back to a scene with Alamar, my fencing instructor and maybe my future husband, and he is showing off his sword collection, and it includes a barely functioning lightsaber. And I'm going to lift that so the camera's focused on this crumpled door, and like this lightsaber just goes vwomp, vwomp, and then like she kicks her way through and stands out, and then the saber goes whoop, 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 and then goes away. So what stress do you want for my dramatic exit from the
it's definitely an unlikely opportunity, but I don't think it's up to 2 stress. It's a 1 use thing.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I think 1 stress seems fair.
Cool.
Really? Like, that's a carking lightsaber. I don't know. Like, okay.
I'm narrating that it's no longer useful. Like I got the 1 use out of it.
Yeah.
But we've got
Blue
Morn in
Eyes,
our group, so you just brought a lightsaber into the Force maniacs.
That's true. That's true.
I'm harvesting those
I mean,
crystals.
this is kind of, if you're keeping the lightsaber, then I'm definitely going to charge more. Then I think it's going to be, actually, you have to do a downtime action to get to keep it. If it's just a cool one-time thing.
Cool one-time thing. Yeah, 1, but like that cool one-time thing, I don't. Let's just wait. It's not gonna be cool.
So I think this is we'll figure it all out, but it's there to, in this case, to create story. Like these the Darth Vader guys turn and they're like, there's a lightsaber. I'm sure Morn turns and he's like, a lightsaber, like all of this stuff or whatever. And I just kick the door out and then the lightsaber fizzles and like I start shooting people.
How about this? It's not an actual lightsaber, but it's like the same, because there's all kinds of, they have the whips and all sorts of things. So maybe this is more like a short sword or a dagger type of thing. So it's not the full lightsaber. I mean, you still get the cool blade effect, but it's
like a younglings, like a little younglings training lightsaber.
Maybe
type deal.
He like fashioned like a plasma torch, and like it looks like a lightsaber, but
or is that taking away too much of your cool idea?
No, either way, I'm fine. The only way I can imagine getting out of this was with some sort of quick like cutting tool, and it's Star Wars, so like lightsabers where I went to on that. If you guys want me to, like, I have like on my list, I've got like demo tools and tech tools and stuff like that. Like
it's Dark Lord's faithful, and I do love the like how exciting it is, but I just don't want a lightsaber in our crew. Like that's all. I don't want a lightsaber to end up in our crew. I'm sorry. I know that there are at least 50% of this group that think it's awesome to have a lightsaber in our crew, but I just like it would tilt me to like eye rolly if it happened to be a permanent thing. But if it's just like
Okay.
a one-time thing.
So how about this? Yeah, sorry. It's an actual lightsaber. You have it, and it is flaky. You just barely you manage to cut the door open, but you know you have to return it. It's not like you're not going to be able to keep this because Alamar will know it was you who took it.
Sure, sure.
So it's
Rich, are
definitely
you
one
okay?
like-
Are you okay with me if, as a player, I swear I'm giving it back to Alamar and I won't keep it?
I don't know how much is up to you, but yeah, that sounds fun.
Okay.
This is
All
a
right.
nice thing for the Rebel Alliance reputation too. Like, I don't know, just like a blue lightsaber coming out of the like, vehicle, sputtering a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. So 2 stress, you think?
Yeah, I think we're moving it up to 2 stress since it has more impact than just letting you open the door because it is an important fictional thing.
Okay. Cool. Well, again, Rich, you're okay as a okay. All right, cool. So all that I described happens. And I take the surprise that I assume that I create. I take that opportunity to kill some people. So go ahead.
Do you want to do a round of group wrecking, or are you precision killing?
I'm up for anything, but I literally can't take any more stress. So
cool. I would be happy to lead a wreck action, but if you want to do some prowly shenanigans and like go do your shadow stalker thing, I always love that.
Just be aware that if you resist any consequences, you're almost certain to take stress. So just keeping that in there.
Yeah. I want to like use this opportunity to wreck. So if you'll lead a wreck, then I'll follow.
Yeah, I will lead a wreck. I'll bust out the other side of the limo holding 2 glowing blue grenades. And so our strike squad has done the first salvo and pushed them back, and now they take the opportunity to move back, and then the 2 of us just come out with a fucking lightsaber, 2 grenades, and just the chaos. And this is definitely for the story. Like if 1 or 2 of them live, then like, you know, no skin off our backs. So let's do it. Maybe Yanush gets another chance here too. I don't know.
Yeah, well, this is his specialty. So
yeah, that's true. He was the reason he didn't contribute so much to the shooting was because he was setting up like a mini grenade launcher or something. So he was busy. So this is like there was like 3 or 4 of them left. They've taken cover behind the bar, and then they see those grenades, and they're and that's when we hit the group wrecking.
Amazing. Could I take a devil's bargain to advance a bond with the Force artifact clock or something? Like, is this like a demon situation? Like I want to do the whisper thing a little bit and work my way up to something big. Otherwise, I could just go for another round of Force shocked and have some harm to clear. But
I think we should definitely set up a clock for bonding with the Force artifact. Let's make that one 8 clock. I'm not sure what we should name it yet, but I think you have something there. Let's call it bonding to the artifact or something.
amazing. So could I take a devil's bargain for, do you want 2 marks on that or 1?
I think 2 Or actually, let's do it this way. You already have 2 from your consequence earlier with your bonded. You get 1 more now for your
Okay.
devil's bargain.
Okay. I will roll 3 dice for my wreck. Wreck. Morn takes a big haul off of ooh, it's a 6. Yeah,
Nice.
Morn takes a big haul from his like modified glitter stem and is like full, his whole body is crackling with this energy. Like all the equipment in his body is just yeah.
Etama hit a 4, Bria hit a 2. Boko, you getting in on this?
I'm not, because I don't have any wreck and I don't want to give you more stress there.
Yeah, cool. Janusz, that's
All right.
another miss. So that's 2 stress for Morn. But you hit the 6. So yeah, you blow the bar, the guys hiding behind it, the droid, their whole drink stash just vaporizes. The bar falls forward, and like one of the guys is basically turned to a pile of ash as he's diving for the door. It's this is heavy. But those 2 guys who were trying to run away, they've got the back door open and they're out of there. And I
What
think,
happened? What happened to the son of the cop?
yeah. Sorry, I need to put another tick on the street sec clock. Yeah, he's dead. He's there. There's just too many. Or actually, should that? Let's say that's going to happen unless someone resists it. If someone resists it, then he's one of the guys who got away. Otherwise, he's dead. No one seems to want to save him. So
Wow, Boko, rough.
yeah.
You're the
Did
one
the
who
guys-
knows how bad it's going to come down for us.
Yeah. Did the guys that go out the back door, did they like, are they getting away, or can we go after them?
Right now they are getting away. They're like running out. You know, the way you know the layout, they're just out into the street. But you, I mean, you can go after them, but that means you're having a gun battle out in the streets, or at least shooting people out in the streets.
I just want to check our lines and veils here. I'm gonna go when I'll find the dead cop kid, and I'm just gonna like turn him over face down and stomp his head in, make it clear that it was like it's
So that
bad,
he can't be
especially for him.
identified, basically.
Oh, he'll be identified, but
Okay.
make it clear that it was especially nasty for him.
Oof. Oof. Making a statement.
And I think I just like turn around and like give everyone a look as I do that, like don't ask.
Yeah, you recognize the kid. Oh, sorry. Let's make a fortune roll. Let me.
Boko trying to turn over a new leaf, huh?
And this is for
Nice
the
cam.
yeah, dice cam. The kid you had been tracking, whose name I don't have here, who you suspected was some kind of informant. The one Boko was tracking, his name was Koro Jebs. So he gets a 5. Yeah, I think he's badly injured, but he's not dead. He's unconscious and badly injured, but it seems like he's breathing.
Hmm.
The goal to change that.
For now, he's breathing.
Yeah, not for long. Just cave his head in.
Okay, okay. Is that what you're doing, all of you? Basically executing the people who might be dead or clearly not dead?
No, Edema's keeping watch, got her blaster rifle out, and she's waiting for an opportunity to shoot a certain someone in the back.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely create an opportunity for that if you want. So I think, I mean, if you want to be sneaky about it, it's probably a prowl. If you just straight up kill him, but he's going to notice, you could do a skirmish. But if you just want to shoot him in the back, he has no chance to fight back, then I think that's more of a prowl thing.
That's fair. I don't know if Edema is a good prowler. I think now that she knows nobody else is going to be shooting at us right this minute, she'll just pop, pop, pop. Like right after Boko smashes ahead and someone else is about to double tap another one of the DLFs, she just goes right. No big to do, just doing the work.
Excellent.
Got a side hustle there, Edema.
We'll see. It's definitely. Where's that guy on our NPC sheet?
Yeah,
Friends, rivals, contacts, or something.
He is in. Sorry, I don't remember where I put him.
There he is. I found him on row 26.
Yeah, various scoundrels.
Oh man, you used the elder picture of Ninna, but it makes me sad.
Mm-hmm.
All right, here we go. 3 skirmish dice. Oh wow, that is. I should have asked for Devil's Bargain and gotten more dice, and I didn't do any of that stuff. I was so eager to roll 3 dice, and I carked it up. Oh.
Yeah, sorry. We should have set position and effect. This is control position.
Okay.
Yeah,
this
I
control.
think because I mean, since he's not expecting any trouble, you're looking for an opportunity, that sort of thing. That seems control to me. So that means you can either try again with a risky position. Basically, he notices.
Oh man, I think she falters, right? Like she's about to shoot a dude in the back, and then he notices, and she blinks, and she's just going to do it risky. Like now he can fire back. And
yeah, he's going for or starting to raise his blaster.
Oh, this is awesome because much more exciting. I would like a Devil's Bargain if you've got an idea, but if not, I guess I'll have to push myself.
Ooh, well, the obvious Devil's Bargain here is that everyone else sees what you're doing. There's no way you're hiding this. It's obvious that this isn't a mistake or a misfire or something. This is you definitely killing
him. That's nasty, and I'll take it, especially after I've given other people poodoo over being sneaky. Yeah, that sounds awesome. I love that. Okay, here we go. Woof, 2 5s. Risky position. I do it, but there's a consequence. Suffer harm, complication, reduced effect.
Yeah, I mean, the easy one is that he has time to get off a shot. And that's what makes sense. Let's not complicate it anything. He shoots you. You're going to take level 2 harm unless you resist it.
I will resist that, please.
You can just use your armor.
Oh, that's true. I will just use my armor then. Will that eat it all?
Just a regular, yeah, that will, I think so.
I'm cool to resist too.
Yeah, let's say it eats it all.
Okay. I'll use my special armor from Battleborn to chew up.
Cool.
So I'm trying to get their stash, like their coin. I want.
That's a good idea.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's what Morn's doing too. Just looting.
yeah.
Cool.
I want to check out the mask situation and see if we got the leader.
Mhm,
We
mhm.
recognize if anyone's.
I
mask
love
is
that
like,
everybody
hang-
goes off
hang-
and does
hanging on their wall.
doesn't even deal with Edema having shot one of the knives in the back after the fight. That's awesome.
Well, I was hoping I would be doing this when that occurred. So I just
Okay,
wanted to find
okay.
out what happened with that before I'm like gonna have to deal with this. And I don't, but thank you. Yeah. Like, thanks for
I think it's also it's like this is some sort of like take care of business. We'll talk about this later.
Yeah, I think this happens while the rest of you are like securing, making sure that there's no one left alive. Etema raises a rifle. Tenjov notices, starts to raise his blaster. Etema blows him away, and then you get back to doing your thing. But yeah, looking for some stash. Checking out the mask situation, see if you can find. I mean, they weren't in their cool gear mostly, and they didn't have their masks on, but you can see if you can find the mask here at least.
Yeah.
Um,
Ooh, I'm specifically looking for the leader's mask to see
Yeah.
if we maybe got him, and also if there's a way I can pin a particular mask to the kid.
oh, yeah, cool. Morn and Etema, are you doing any looting? Are you guarding? Are you doing something else? Because I'll just remind you, right now, you don't have a getaway vehicle. So unless you get something, you're moving out on foot.
Suppose if Bria is looting, I mean, Morn is obviously concerned and wants all their good rich boy stuff, but Morn would probably back out through the door and go try to hotwire a nice ride for us.
That sounds dope. Edema's got Bria's back, so she'll just fall in behind and say, "Hey, that was a hit."
He shot first, right?
No, I murdered him.
Okay.
So how much does it cost to turn you against one of us?
I would never turn against you guys. That was for
Theoretically, how much?
Probably like a lot at least, right?
they'd have to offer me an entire moon.
Wow, that was so romantic.
Pretty good.
Thanks. Those for Squam Up. Yeah, I need to take the guy out. Evidently, he was part of, Freeze Mob needed it done.
So the knives won't come down on us.
Right.
All right with me. Morn walks through the door.
I figured if I told Freeze Mob to blow off, it would get us in trouble. He told me not to tell anybody, but you're my crew. So there you go. A big moon though, like not like indoor, like a really good one.
Morn pokes his head back through the door and says, "All right, if we're doing secrets, I took two cred from the stash. Okay, I'm gonna go get a car."
Car King thieves.
I hope Edema just berates me all the way home in the car.
She's gonna bitch about it the whole way to Bria.
I think Bria is she's holding it in, and then she just starts laughing. Like what have I surrounded myself with? I have to deal with this, but right now it's just funny. So funny to her.
As long as we're saying stuff, that was the guy curb stomped was a cop's kid.
Oh wow.
I mean, like a commissioner. So
Whoa, that's serious. What an idiot. Not you. The kid.
yeah,
Huh.
kids do dumb things. Get in trouble. Get hurt.
So what do I need to do to get their stash? Like, is it like a safe, or is it, do they have just a,
Yeah, I think you can pick up like 2 creds just by checking their pockets. Basically, they've got, I mean, they got valuables and stuff just laying around because they're rich kids.
Right.
But if you want to get like their crew stash, then yeah, that's probably in some kind of safe. So you'll need to secure that and break it open.
okay, well, I have a fine lock breaker that I've been wanting to use. So,
Ooh, excellent.
so there's that. So I think that's a finesse roll.
Yeah, it could be finesse, could be tinker if you want to. I don't know your numbers, but finesse works.
Um, I mean, they're both the same. I'm just trying. Oh, there it is, very specifically. Crack a lock. So it's tinker. It's definitely under
Yeah, okay,
tinker.
okay.
So I will roll my tinker.
So let's see. You have, I assume you supercharged your blaster for the, or maybe no, you haven't specified.
Mm-mm.
You could, because you could supercharge your lock breaker.
Make it double fine.
I'm curious what that would look like, but sure.
The force
I mean,
works in
if this
mysterious
is,
ways.
yeah, sorry.
Okay, so what I imagine is there's a spider-like tool that you attach it to like any sort of lock, and it finds different combinations of like key like elements, or like it can grab onto a safe thing and start moving it back and forth until it finds the clicks that it needs. And I guess if you put the energy into it, it's faster. Like it can do whatever it's going to whatever it's going to do much faster. So it can like brute force its way through certain things. Now maybe this is a brute force situation. Still, it's only 1 die, but that's fine. I'm going to roll 1 die and see what happens.
Lauren is hot wiring, so I probably can't do a group action with you.
I
Yeah,
can
that's fine.
help. I can help. You want some help?
How can you help?
I'm like rubbing your shoulders. You got this. You got this, baby.
That's real.
Take your die.
You gotta loosen up, sister.
You got this. This is good. Like blow on your ear. Oh, this is super hot, by the way, Bree.
Yeah, that's helping. It's not at all distracting or anything.
Okay.
But yeah, take the die. Take the die.
I think a die has been rolled. Nope.
Here we go.
No.
No, got a 4. If it wasn't for your hands on my shoulders, it wouldn't have happened.
That's right.
That was not helpful.
Yeah. So yeah, this is I think risky because you're like under stress, and you need to do this fast. Does that make
Yes.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a consequence. I think in this case, you burn out your lock breaker. You need to replace it before you can use it again.
That's exactly what I was thinking was going to happen. Perfect. It does its thing. There's a crackle, and the door opens and it falls over dead. Like it's like that robot that Rick builds to bring it butter at the dinner table. Like it's just that like it's dying from its sadness, because the force gave it some sort of weird consciousness. Okay, how much do I loot? How much do I loot?
Yeah, let's. I want to do another fortune roll for this.
Yeah. Show me some dice.
Let's see. Let's see. How many credits do they have? And, sorry, but that's a double
What?
one.
No.
They actually.
Dude, we're all up into crypto now. There's no such thing as credits.
So we lose all our money.
Actually, I think this is. Oh, let's do it this way. You open the safe. It's empty. It's there's nothing there. Boko, I don't remember what you were doing.
I was trying to
You were
verify
checking
that we got the
masks
leader
and that sort
and
of
to
thing.
grab a
Yeah.
mask that might fit that kid.
Yeah. So what you're poking around, and there's a small there's a storage locker sort of, or storage room in the back behind the bar that you blew up. You go poking around in there, and you notice there's this big thing under under like a tarp that looks kind of new. So you open that, and you find there's an e-web there, brand spanking new. So probably that's what they spent their money on, because they were also gearing up for war. They just didn't expect to get hit this hard and this fast.
Right.
Oh my lord.
What's an e-web? I don't know.
It's like machine gun sized cannon they use in the I think it's in Empire Strikes
It's a Mandalorian too.
Yeah, End of the Mandalorian first season.
In New Hope, do you remember?
Is that okay? I remember. If it's the one where they're going, like they've trapped him inside the bar or whatever.
Yeah, that
Him
one.
and-
That.
all right. Yeah, all right. I thought that's what it was. I sort of remembered that. And I sort of remember.
I'm glad you
dude
said
from-
something. Thank you for saying something.
The dude from Breaking Bad was there.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah.
I think I just stick my head out of the closet and like, guys, it's Christmas or it's Star Wars, it's Life Day.
Life Day.
More stuff.
Yeah.
We're not gonna be
I
able
just
to
want
sell.
to push it out of the closet. Tell Martin we're gonna need a bigger car.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
and this,
I guess we won't have to make room for our other buddy, so that's good.
Oh, hey, maybe Dark Lord's Faithful killed this dude. Does that sound good?
Absolutely.
Cool. Love you guys. Wait, I didn't say that.
God.
so this storage room is also where they keep their gear and the masks. So you can have a quick look there. So I'm going to make another fortune roll. There's a lot of dice cam today. I'm rolling a lot
Dice
of dice.
cam.
So let's see. This is, I'm just going to roll the one die. Or actually, we want high to be good. I'm going to roll 3 dice. Any success, and the leader's mask is here. On any 6, the leader's mask is here. On 4 or 5, maybe it's here, but things got kind of blown up. Let's see what we get. There's a 6.
Right.
So yeah, the leader's mask is here, which probably means that he's one. He was here. Doesn't mean necessarily that he's dead.
Right.
He could be one of the guys who ran away. You don't know.
5 out of 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And
So
I'll grab that one and another one that might have been with the kid, so I have a thing to do a thing with.
Yeah.
Keep
So
the
let's
leader
cut
mask
to
for a trophy.
Morn. Let's cut to Morn trying to get a vehicle. The other staff here, they have abandoned the place, which reminds me, I'm going to put another tick on the clock for you spending time here looting. And I imagine, because this is weird, stupid Star Wars science fiction stuff, this vehicle storage place, it's not like they have regular garages here. They have like a huge wheel that rotates, that you drive your vehicle into, and then it rotates up, you know.
Oh, that's so cool.
And it's like a huge glass wall sort of thing, so you can see all the fancy vehicles that people have stored here. So they get to show off even when they're not driving them, and everyone gets to feel inadequate because their vehicle isn't as fancy as everyone else's. So what are you going for?
Morn is like prowling through the depot, looking at a few of the vehicles, and then he stumbles on the wheel and he's like, oh. And then he walks up to the console and he says, all right, let's try our luck. And he just cranks it a few times and let the wheel spin and just like settle on whatever comes out. And I'll drop a picture into the chat of, I think, just a luxury speeder.
Ooh.
Real sleek.
Oh, snap.
Way above our pay grade. Something we'll definitely have to dump, or the owner is going to come looking for us. But yeah, I think Moore wants to fly in style out of this place because he's feeling like he's on a high a little bit. So this will do. And he just like dives in and gets to work. So
yeah, let's see a roll for that. Tinker seems reasonable.
Tinker is the move.
You're risky because you're under time pressure. Unless you really want to take your time, but then things will be dangerous in other ways.
If our force stuff is gonna expire after this mission, maybe my slicing tools are supercharged, and all that maybe the effect would mean is that I do a better job of like disabling security measures or something. So there's like less of a chance that we get blowback, maybe.
Yeah, that sounds reasonable. I think that could, how do you want to do that mechanically?
Well, it probably couldn't give me dice or anything. I think that's too big of a boon. So I guess usually it means it would just increase the effect from standard to great, which just means I do a good job of hot wiring it and don't skip any steps or anything like that. Just trying to think of how I can squeeze any last little bit of effectiveness out of this thing.
Yeah, I think since this place is probably higher tier than you, then that will compensate for any problems like that. It means your gear isn't inadequate to do a good job of it. And I think maybe like if there is a consequence, you get an extra die on the resistance roll.
Okay, cool.
Does that sound fair?
Yeah. What do y'all think? Do we have enough complications, or should I take a devil's bargain that this is somebody's car? I feel like we have a few of these going already, so I maybe we'll just roll with the 2 dice unless anyone's really interested in it being someone's car. We got cops on our tail. We probably got rich kids' parents after us. I think I'm just gonna send it. And I am pushing the stress, so I'm just gonna see what we get. Let's go. And there it is. Morn's rolling like Dookie today. That's bad news.
Oof. Yeah. So this is risky. Things go badly. Suffer harm or complication. Lose this opportunity, or your position becomes desperate. I think. Yeah.
Maybe we can hear the sirens. We've got one last chance. Make it
yeah,
desperate.
I think this is actually, yeah, you, despite having your supercharged thing, you trigger an alarm, and that's going to put the last tick on the street sec clock. So you can't get the rotating wheel to do what you want, and now you can hear the street sec sirens. So they're imminent. they're about to show up and come in here.
Can I try one more time with desperate consequences?
You can do a desperate roll, absolutely.
Because I think we need this. I'm going to do a desperate roll. It's going to be a tinker, so I'll mark it an insight. I would like either a devil's bargain or a push, so I could keep filling up this clock with a tick or two if I really if I really just surrender myself. I don't want to keep hitting this on the head, but think it will probably be fun if it fills up.
Yeah, you can put, if you put 2 ticks on the bonded to the artifact clock, then you can pull that extra bit of energy, but you have to draw it through yourself. It's not enough that it's in the tools. You have to connect yourself to the energy and to the machine you're manipulating.
Done. I'm obsessed. How can I not? 3 dice, desperate consequences. Here we go. That's a 5.
Nice. Or reasonably nice. Still a consequence. I think in this case it's going to be harm. You will take level 2 harm, force burn.
Okay.
Let's say it's an electrical burn, because you have to connect yourself to the machine. It's overloaded.
Could I mark my armor and my heavy armor to get rid of all of it, or is it only 1 per?
I think, yeah, in this case you'd probably have to use both, because it's not, yeah, if you use both then you can resist all of it. Basically, what the heavy armor is in this case is probably some kind of shock proofing.
Yeah, I have like rubber bands all over my body. So that's 5 load slots to negate this armor, because Morn is just like walking. His apron is so padded out that he's like a square, and it finally revs to life. And probably welcomes him into the car into a polite voice, and the door opens sideways like a Lamborghini. And he slides in, and I guess we can't really go through the back with this thing, so he's gonna beep the horn, which sounds out in like an obnoxious musical tones.
A big John Williams sting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Welcome to this Starforge vehicle. I hope you have a pleasant ride.
As long as the Imperial March doesn't happen when I press the horn, I'm happy.
No, it's just it's a nice melodious melodious sound, punctuated by a sharp beep at the end, just to make people know that you also need business.
All right, Morn says, "We're live, just in time."
Someone help me
Yeah.
get this web in the trunk or whatever we got here.
So I back it up to the hole we made with the limo.
Yep.
Yeah, so the rest of you're just piling in there now, or is there anyone who wants to do anything else to delay you further?
As long as we can get the gun in there, we're good.
Yeah, let's just get the gun. Let's get. Oh my goodness, the e-web.
No artifact all over again for Edema. There's no way we're gonna be able to sell this thing.
Yeah, Noosh is like trying to jump on it. He was like, no, stop.
Yeah, no, she's like hugging and kind of humping it. And like, no, stop. It's brand new. It's so pretty.
So I slide into the back, and I leave the driver's side open for Bria to dive in and do some stunt driving to get us out of there.
All right.
That's true.
Yeah.
Breeze driving
Unless you're one stress away and you don't want to drive if we have to make a roll here, but
No, I'll totally drive. I'll totally
yeah, it's
drive.
trauma.
Or I take some consequences for one. Yeah, all right. So I'm imagining that it's kind of the back is kind of riding a little low from from an e-web being inside of it. But you know, what do I need to do to get us out of here? Get us home safe. Oh, is this when Telda like does something big and like maybe the cops get reassigned or not all the cops show up or something like that? Or was that
you can, if you want a distraction, I think you'll have to do a flashback for it.
okay? All right, never mind.
And someone could do a flashback to where you've set something up that will distract them or delay that. But otherwise, you're just hoping you drive faster.
Okay. I'm putting the pedal to the metal, as it were. Should I roll finesse, I guess?
Finesse works.
Okay. Yeah, it says it's for vehicles, so.
Can we do a group action if I co-pilot?
For sure.
Sure. Yeah. If you're
For the-
plotting for me, like you're Google Mapsing me out of there, sure.
Yeah, I'll jack into the nav system.
Or just pull out your phone.
So who's leading the group action?
I will.
Thank you.
Because Bria's like in a fugue state, just like driving, and I'm, I'm like,
Oh, it's like driver. Like I got headphones in. And I'm just listening to the music or whatever.
yeah, and I'm like doing some automation stuff. Like it's both finesse, so we're both just at the console, like collaborating, like trying to make this thing go where it needs to. Okay, this is still just 2 dice. You want to just send it?
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do my finesse 1 die. Oh, you just click on 2 dice to take care of it. Okay.
I'll send my 1.
This is a risky position. The cops are here, but they're not right on top of you yet.
Okay.
I got a 5.
I got a 1. What is my dice today?
All right. So you got a stress, but we have a 5.
Yeah. So a 5 on a risky means you do it with a consequence. I think in this case, your position becomes desperate. They're after you, and they're calling in the patrols from since you're going towards the foundry. They are alerting the stormtroopers and the heavy patrols there. So you're going to face some serious resistance when you get there. But I think it's time we take a break. So let's take 5 minutes. Yep, cool.
So in Blade's core, there's like the Deathlands or something like that. Like, so is there any place that if we just gunned it for, the street sec would be like, I'm not following them there?
Yeah, that's the Rend.
And yeah.
So that's a long drive from where you are right now.
Okay.
If on the factions, you have the map on the factions. Right now, you're in Bright Market near the foundry, basically by the B in Bright Market. Goes there. So if you want to go to the Rend, then it's that's a lot longer than getting to your own hidden base.
Okay.
But you could, I mean, if you want to shake them and lose them, you could go toward the scrapyard instead, or you could go somewhere else in the foundry. If you want to reduce the risk of them following you home, or we can bake that into a role in some way.
Yeah, I think that's the fiction that I want to create, though. Like, I want to shake them by, or at least I don't want to like take them to our base. I want to I want to shake them and then go back at a more reasonable time.
Yeah, so I think them following you would be a consequence. I think.
Okay.
So on a mindling roll, that could be that's a possible consequence. So you could resist it, and the way you resist it in the fiction could be that you lose them by going a circuitous route or something.
Okay. Well, I mean, I could possibly get a 6 on my resistance roll and not trauma out. So
that is possible, yeah. Or someone else could do
I'm
do the
I'm real good at
resistance.
bodyguarding. I will guard your body.
Yeah, I mean, if Etema is setting up the e-web in the back, blowing out the back window and shooting at them, that could be a resistance roll in the fiction. So that would definitely deter them from following you.
Just to check in, I don't want anybody to think, wow, that takes this to a level of craziness I'm not ready for. So
Oh no, that was my like plan A for getting them off our tail. So
that sounds lovely to me.
I mean, I guess when fate gives you an e-web, you fire an e-web. Like Janusz is just like I don't know what a horny Jawa looks like. But
We'll take turns, okay? God.
Everyone will get their chance.
Okay. Yes, if you'd like to resist the consequence, that would be great. I would.
I'm
prefer not
happy
have
to
two
resist
traumas.
consequences for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, but
No
we're
guarantee that I'll get away scot-free, but I'll do it.
yeah, but we're not there yet, I think.
Oh, okay.
Or
Like,
yeah,
should I
sorry.
make a- should I make a finesse
consequence
roll?
from yeah, the consequence from before was that
Oh,
the patrols have been alerted, so they know you're coming. You're going to have resistance when you move into the foundry. But that was the consequence from the roll we did before. And I don't think you're not going to resist that with the e-web. Maybe some other way. But yeah. But that's basically putting you in a desperate position for when you're trying to get into the foundry.
I choose not to resist
Does that
that,
make
so we get to
sense?
shoot the e-web.
Sure.
So I guess it'll take one more roll of some kind to
Okay.
Yeah,
to move through the
it will
foundry.
take you one more roll to get from Bright Market to basically get away from any police pursuit.
and have either the last roll or this roll or either of them desperate? I didn't remember.
Ooh, I think the last one was risky. Because yeah, it was risky because they were there. The consequence was, I think the consequence was that we moved to a desperate position.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to try driving this again. I've got one die.
Should we group action it again? I can lead it.
Sure. If you want to navigate me, that's fine by me.
If we both bomb, I trauma out. But I guess like do you just roll it and I help you? There's no chance of either of us traumaing out.
That would work.
And then the consequences can be resisted by edema. So, I mean, yeah. Well, the thing is, if we do a group action, then I get desperate XP, which I really want. So, if you're game, I'd like to do a group action again.
Sure. All right, I'll go ahead and roll. Got a 1.
I got a 4.
Got a 4.
So that's 1 stress for Morn for
Yep.
the failed roll. You get a 4 on a desperate, which is consequence, severe harm, serious complication, or reduced effect. Reduced effect doesn't really make sense here. So I think the serious complication is that they will follow you to your hideout. You won't be able to shake them. This is here they have the heavy heavier vehicles. There's a lot of patrols. They're going to follow you, but someone could resist that, like we discussed. So if Atoma wants to jump in and start firing, then
Happy to start firing with an e-web. So it's a thing where the like trunk pops up and we Ganush and I shove the e-web out the back and it does the spin for a little bit before it queues up and starts spewing death. And that sounds amazing. So I'm going to be using this to protect a teammate. And I feel like I'm skirmishing, or am I wrecking it?
I think this is wreck. This isn't a man-to-man fight kind of
It's
thing.
prowess, right? You're rolling prowess.
Yeah,
Oh, you're
sorry,
right.
sorry.
I'm just
Yeah,
rolling
yeah.
prowess. Yeah, dumb question of mine. Either way, I'm rolling prowess. So I'm rolling 4 dice because of my bodyguard thing. And
Deep breezy Edema, damn.
that is a 6 on the 4th
Yeah,
die.
no stress.
No stress.
You're an easy street. Yeah. So you managed to get them to break off pursuit. You can make a couple of turns, and they've lost you, and you're home. Cool. We have about half an hour left. Do we want to focus on the mechanical fallout, or do we want to have more role play scene when you get back?
Yeah, let's do some role play, and if we fizzle out, then we can start doing the mechanics.
Cool.
So, I guess Tiki Tavi and Janusz are moving the e-web into our base. They got little anti-grav floating things on it, so they'll just be moving it, and she keeps slapping Janusz's hand from doing anything with it. He's a little one track mind. And I guess I'm standing outside the car, just kind of looking at it. Is anybody else outside, or have they gone inside? I don't know.
Like heading in.
You're heading in, okay.
Yeah, and the speeder, it's a bit shot up because they fired back at you, that sort of thing, but it's not.
Right.
It doesn't have any major damage.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just like I'm in shock, like
Yeah. Priest Mop is inside, so anyone who goes inside will he's anxiously looking at who's coming back and not.
I think just quickly while we're outside, I think Morn steps out from the cockpit because they both just went through that harrowing like fight or flight death drive back to the hideout. So I think he just like puts a heavy gloved hand on your shoulder and says, "You really found your flow there, Bria."
yeah, I've never considered being a pilot before, but the adrenaline,
Yeah,
powerful.
you seem like you're capable of a lot of stuff. I guess I'm just glad to have you on my side.
Would you be too cred replacing the crew's money glad by my side.
You really just had to take this tender moment and bust my ball, bust my there's no Star Wars word for balls, is there? Bust my chops, didn't you?
So she turned and now she's smiling. She was obviously carking with you. So,
Yeah.
Like, because she's the only one who didn't admit to any secrets when secret time started. So, like, someone could bust her just as easily. So, she's like, well, we couldn't have gotten out of there if you hadn't jacked this car. So I appreciate you too.
Well, we're in this thing deep now, so whether we like it or not, we're bonded, and that means we can share things, burdens, curses, whatever
Pleasure.
it is. I know there's been some sharing of that. You're a very generous sharer, Bria. Now I take pleasure in the simple things and the very exceedingly complex things. There's a simple thing that we have to do, and that's joyride this puppy into the what's it called again? The rift or something?
The rend.
The rend. Would you do the honors with me one last joyride? It doesn't have to be now, but it's got to be soon.
Yeah. Let's see how fast this thing can go. And in my mind, it's just that one little scene from Ferris Bueller where the two guys are in the car and they're just flying over the hill. They're just like, children with glee.
More jacking in the last of his supercharged chips into the console, and the whole thing just like basically exploding with blue force energy.
Can Bria be wearing a Thelma and Louise kerchief to keep her hair from getting messed up?
Oh man.
And we dive out.
Or are we wearing the helmets from the Dark Lord faithful guy?
I like spray painted like stupid smiley faces onto the front of the masks.
Right.
Put googly eyes on the front.
We're working for the Joker now. Jeez Louise. What a shift for our crew. Yeah, let's take this puppy for a ride.
Oh no, that was canon. Everything we just said was canon.
Okay. All right.
Or close to it at least. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to take away from any group role play scenes here. It didn't have to happen immediately, but I just liked that thought of like us finishing that off and sending that thing into the abyss.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we just have that as a cut in between whatever else is happening. It's we don't know exactly when it happens. It's just something that happens at some point.
Great. Should we check out inside?
Yeah, let's go inside.
Yeah, Adam is going to be reporting to Freeze Mob.
Yeah, and he's visibly nervous.
He's done.
Oh, good. I'll make sure you'll get your payment. I just need to get it. I don't carry that kind of money on me.
Mm-hmm.
You understand?
Okay. Yeah, of course not.
Is it
Sure.
cool if Bucko's there too?
Yeah.
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 It's cool with Edema. Edema is like being
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Freezemop, as soon as he notices that you're near, he starts babbling. Just so good you made it back. I'm so happy. But
Yeah,
everyone's
Bucko leans
everyone's
in
fine.
and just like, what one of us knows, all of us knows. What one of us does, all of us do. Just know there's no secrets here in this place.
But what we did, it's tight. We're good.
We're good.
You're our connection to the knives, Freezemop. We're friends.
Yeah, yes, I'll go make sure you get it. Yeah, sure. He's visibly rattled that Etma told the rest of you, but he's not. He doesn't seem like he's about to do anything rash or stupid. He's just a bit, a bit rattled. So I think he's actually going up to your communications console, and he's calling up one of the other safe houses they have to check in. And from what you hear, what he's saying, it doesn't seem to be anything weird. He's just telling them that he's going to check in and yeah. So he takes off. The other two guys, his other two guys, are staying behind.
I think I'm gonna shadow him.
Ooh, yeah, you can do that.
That is a thing I'm good at.
That's risky, I think.
Yeah. I guess I would be Hunt.
Hunt work, and I think you have your. No, maybe not. No, sorry. I thought the special ability would apply, but I don't think it, because you're not trying to locate him.
Nah.
And yeah.
Can I push this?
Yeah, if you want to.
I do. Get up to 6 there. Yeah, so it'll be 3 dice, yes. Two 6s.
Oh my God. Yeah, you crit that. He doesn't notice you. He's too busy looking out for actual cops to notice the ex-cop. He goes to it's an abandoned. It's like a squat, an abandoned housing, abandoned apartment building, or the equivalent. And you can follow him up the stairs. You can like listen outside the door, or actually you can you get up on like the Star Wars equivalent of a fire escape.
Yeah.
So you can like
Kind of
watch what
peek
happens
in.
inside.
Yeah.
He's still clearly nervous, but everything seems to be cool with the people inside. There's a safe basically, or a stash. He picks up some creds from there, and they don't seem to question it. It seems like it's reasonable for him to pull some money out every now and then. And then
How many folks are there?
Sorry?
How many people are there?
You can see like 4 people, various species and such. They seem to be you can tell that they've been there for a while. They've been hiding out since the Stormtrooper raid.
Right.
It's not a clean place. It probably wasn't very clean from the beginning, but there's like food packets and they're sitting around clearly bored, playing some dice, something.
No complications, all right. Just like looks
Nope,
pretty straight up,
nope.
straightforward.
Yeah.
Cool.
And you follow him back. He doesn't use his comm unit or anything on the way back. So, and you slip in before he gets back, so he doesn't even notice you were gone.
Cool. If Morn and Bria are back by the time I get back, I would take Morn aside or just for a moment and say, if we ever run low on cash, I know a place where we can get some.
Really making a lot of it. Most of our assets are tied up in
Other things, yeah.
And I think Morn turns to the crew and turns to the room at large and says, well, speaking of, gang, we've got some assets here. And like maybe this could be a cool moment for all of us to like return to the hideout, like mellow out for a second, and then look up at this giant glowing force ball that we have in our room and have a conversation, and this like massive turret that we've just unloaded into the room.
Are you suggesting that we graft the turret onto the force ball?
That is precisely what I'm suggesting, and I'm so happy we're on the same page. I've been thinking that since I saw it, and I just needed someone to say it before I said it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, I know money's a little tight, and I think we can make these things work for us, but we could also work for other people and make money that way. It just depends on if we really want to be doing our thing, you know, be the daggers. I think that'd be pretty tight, but like, it's nice to have a helping hand.
Yeah, this is when Freeze Mop returns. He pulls Etama aside and he hands you the credits. This is 6 credits, 6 creds, I should say.
Damn.
And you, I told you not to tell anyone, but as long as no one outside your crew knows, we're cool, right? We're cool.
Right.
And I want you to know, this was a good thing. He was a snitch. I know he was a snitch. I couldn't prove it, not to sure guy, but he was a snitch. He needed to go. Couldn't do it myself. You understand? You know how these things go.
Yeah. Listen, you're our contact to the knives. We work with the knives. As long as we work well together, it helps the crew. So yeah, I understand. You were taking care of the knives. I got to take care of my crew. That's why I don't keep secrets from the crew.
Ooh. Yeah. I get it. And you can tell that he doesn't quite get it because he's obviously used to keeping secrets from a lot of people, but he's playing into it.
Okay.
Yeah, and I've arranged things so we'll be out of your hair now. We got another place we can hole up. Yeah, see you around. And he like snaps his fingers at the other 2 from his crew, and they gather up their stuff and get ready to roll out.
See you around.
Yeah. Too bad about 10. He was and this is that, like, now he's speaking loudly to the whole room, very like playing it up. He was such a good guy. I'm really sorry that he didn't that he fell in the fight against the yeah but yeah. See you around.
Whatever you
And
guys
then
say to make things
he walks out of there. The other guys, they look a bit. They figure something's weird, but maybe it's just Freeze Mop being Freeze Mop. They seem to be used to him being a bit weird, so they shrug and walk out after.
A lot of bluster.
I hope I didn't ruin stuff with Freeze Mop.
And
Fantastic killing.
I'll tell the rest of the crew about the following, and they have a safe full of creds, just in case.
Nice. Good work.
At least we know our folks are well financed.
Yeah.
So what's it next, gang? The troopers. Look up at our stores of powerful artifacts.
Yeah, I think we need to pull the Z-Web out on these pooper troopers and help all those folks.
Has this ended the war?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are. They are
Just
not
checking.
Good question.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a couple left. You never know.
Yeah, I mean,
troopers next for sure.
there were probably a couple of guys who weren't there, and the two who ran away, but they are ended as a crew at this point. I'll just put it.
Yeah, I ended up with like this terrible job back in the DLF days, man.
Definitely putting the leader's mask somewhere in a place of honor in our hideout somewhere, like
trophy room going on.
trophy wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
Get the giant penny, get the dinosaur.
Gotta have that.
One's got some
so I
pickled,
figured-
some weird pickled alien body parts that he like adorns the mask with, like some freaky googly eyes and stuff that he gets from his corpse thief friend.
Yeah, nice. Very cozy. So I figure we should do XP while we still remember what we were doing. Let's start with crew XP. Execute a successful accident, disappearance, murder, or ransom operation. I'm actually not sure if this counts. I mean, you killed a bunch of
murder
people,
on
but
Edmund
wasn't-
did the murder.
Hey,
Yeah.
did that? That was
Yeah,
a
the
murder.
freeze mob job.
Yeah,
Freeze
that's
job.
right. Yeah, absolutely.
That's
Yeah,
a straight up execution.
yeah. That definitely counts. Yeah, so you did. You did do well.
You're welcome, guys.
Yeah. I'll put a tick for that. Contend with challenges above your current station. You're getting 2 for that one because you were also tangling with StreetSec. Even if it was only briefly, they were still in the mix, which makes you hit another advance. Bolster your crew's reputation or develop a new one. Brutal, definitely. I think that's just the one check mark for that.
Okay.
Yeah, no one's arguing against that.
Yeah, I think it's just the one. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a huge one, but it is just the one thing that we did, and yeah,
Yeah.
I'm good with that.
So let's see, 1, 2, 3. That should be the one. Yeah.
Is that challenges
express-
above our current station? Is that the one we're just
Yeah,
talking
you got
about?
2 for that.
Okay, cool.
Express the goals, drives, inner conflict, or essential nature of the crew.
I think the secret sharing alone needs to be one, because that felt like a huge moment.
Yeah, that was big.
Yeah. Trying to remember the beginning of this session. Kind of went right into it.
I feel like I want to give you another one of this, but I'm not sure.
A whole, like, you know, exchange between Morn and Bria at the car. Morn's trying to be a little bit sentimental, and Bria like cuts him at the knees with the whole creds thing. But then they come together and they're like, yeah, let's joyride. I mean, that's got to be essential nature of the crew.
Yeah, and sticking together so well, despite the Etimus. I mean, the secret sharing was one part, but also just rolling with it and sticking together. I think that's worth another one. So now you have 2 advances that you haven't taken yet. One, we're going for patron, but you also have 1 more. We are coming up on time. I can go long for a bit if you want to do some consequences and that sort of thing. Just sort out a few of the practical bits.
We can do personal XP, right?
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, we should do that first. Yeah. So let's start with Etama.
Okay. Crap. It's the stuff's got moved, so I gotta.
Yeah, it's at the end of the.
Yeah, address the challenge of violence or coercion. Yes. A lot.
I think you're getting 2 for that one.
Okay.
Shooting up the place, and then the E-web. The E-web got to be worth an XP, I feel.
Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I feel like yes, like her just, oh, crew, I got this job. He said not to tell anybody, but you're my crew. Kind of thing. I feel like that's one. Does that work?
Yeah, absolutely.
Vice or trauma, I don't think so. She doesn't have any traumas, and she didn't do anything vice-wise unless somebody. I don't think so.
No, I think you're right.
Okay.
So to be clear, those can be playbook XP or
oh, you're right.
Else.
Yeah. I'll think about it. I think I'm just going to go playbook.
Yeah. Cool. Boko.
Yeah.
Challenge with tracking or violence.
I definitely did that a couple times. I'll take one of each of those.
Yeah, I think you're getting 2 for that. Just because shadowing freeze mob to scope out the safe house, I think that's an additional.
Yeah.
Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Definitely. Yeah. At least doing the leading the squad in the rollout, the cop stuff, and maybe engaging, like getting entangled with the kid and gonna send a message there.
Yeah, I think
that's gonna be messy.
Both of those, I think both of those count.
Nice.
Struggle with issues from your vice or trauma.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Ooh. Bria. Address a challenge with stealth or evasion.
Well, evasion would be the chase, right? Street
Yeah,
chase.
yeah. Absolutely.
And this is pushing it a little, but I did get the lightsaber by stealth. So I think that's like gold, silver, bronze, and then like judges honor, like honorary. Like yeah.
Maybe if we're like in between on some other category, we can round it up. But
Okay, right. It's a half an XP.
Yeah.
Beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. Well, I mean, before the bodies were on the ground, I was trying to get their safe open. That's one thing I was thinking. Drives, heritage, background. I can't think of anything else. Do any of y'all think of anything? Yeah. All right. Vice or traumas, nope, nothing came up with that. So 2 XP for me.
Cool. Finally more. Technical skill or mayhem. Yeah, you have a 2 on that one. No question. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Yeah, I think we got some of Morn's beliefs that, he's in it pretty deep now with this crew, more so than he has been with like a crew of comrades before. He's always just been an asset and someone that kind of just works for someone and belongs to someone. So I think we got a little bit of that. Probably 1 there, I think.
That seems fair. Struggle with issues from your vice or trauma. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this one, and maybe the way you were using the 4 stuff, I think that's worth 2 for this. You were really ready to go into the bonding with the artifact.
Cool. I will take 5 XP.
Yeah. So that's the XP. Do we want to do the fallout from the job? We can do that now, or we can do it next time.
I'm okay doing it now.
I can go for a little bit longer.
Yeah, cool.
Real quick, sorry, was it Bria that tried to get us into the depot in the first place, in the car, like the talking role? Because I feel like that, and then it's trying to evade afterwards in the car, are worth 2 for the first category. I don't know if you took 2 for that, but I felt like there were 2 instances of stealthing and evading at least.
So you
that
think
sounds fair.
Okay, all right. With the half of XP from the other thing, I'll take it.
I feel like you should have 3 total. That was a good Bria sesh.
Yeah, that sounds fair. So you're getting money-wise, you're getting 2 creds that you stole from the that you plundered, or however you want to put it, from the DLF, and you get 6 creds, or Etma gets 6 creds for Free Snop's job. And no one's taking a cut this time, because one is Spoils of War and the other is Priestmop, and he's not going to tell anyone. So you have 8 creds. And then rep. And this is, let's figure this. I think we have to calculate this as two separate jobs, basically. One is your war thing. You did not keep that operation completely quiet. You get 2 plus 1 because they're 1 tier higher than you. So that's 3 rep. Let me put those in there. That tops you out. And then for Freeze Mob's job, I think that one you actually did keep completely quiet. You haven't told anyone else. FreeSmop's not going to tell anyone, so no one really knows you did it except for FreeSmop. And that's, I mean, if he obviously the client is going to know you did something. So I think that one doesn't actually get you any rep. But you've just hit the point where you could advance in tier. I'm going to put the 8 threads into your stash for now. You don't really have room for it, but I'm going to put it there temporarily because you're probably going to advance, but you need a patron and that sort of thing. And I think we want to do the patron next session, so we have some time for it. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So heat. Again, the FreeSmop job, that one's 0 heat, smooth and quiet, low exposure, and it looks like he was shot by one of the DLF guys. So there's no heat for that. No one knows you did anything. On the other hand, the other job, I mean, if it hadn't been for the shootout with the cops afterwards, this would probably have been contained, I would say. But now I mean, if you're shooting an e-web at the cops as they are following you, I think that's going to bring it up to wild, devastating exposure.
Yes.
That's pretty crazy. So that's 6 heat. Target is high profile or well connected. Yes, because these were rich kids. So that's 7 heat. Action happened on hostile turf. Yes. Bright market is not a friendly place to you. That's 8 heat. You're at war. You were at war. So that's another heat. That's 9. Killing was involved, but and this time you couldn't, since we changed the thing, you didn't clean up after yourselves. So you get that.
We would have, but they were after us.
Yeah, you just didn't have time. So that's 11 heat. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 brings you up to wanted level 2. So there's 4 more that spill over.
Right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Stoked for this engagement roll. Can't wait.
So
Entanglement roll.
yeah, entanglement. So entanglements now is 2 dice because you're wanted level 2. Your heat is 4. So let's bring up the super trusty dice cam. Now it's 2 dice, highest. That's a 5, and the other is a 3. So that's a 5. And a 5 on heat for 5 is reprisals or avenger. Reprisals is an enemy faction makes a move against you or someone connected to you. Pay them off with 1 rep and 1 cred per their tier. Allow them to mess with you or yours or fight back. I'm going to have to figure out who that would be if that's what we're going for. The other one is avenger. Someone you have wronged tries to take vengeance on you. Hire a bounty hunter or other muscle to deal with them or handle it yourself. I think I'm going to have to figure out what's happening there. We'll go into that next time. Do you have any preferences for this? Do you want to a single person who's going after you, or do you want one of the other factions to mess with you?
Avenger sounds fun. If one of the rich kids' parents hires a
bounty hunter.
Yeah. I dig
Yeah,
that.
some preference for that. I'll circle it in my notes.
Assassin
Yeah.
droid.
Could be, could be. So you have, like like we said, you have 2 pending advances for your crew. One of them is going to be a patron. I think we'll figure out over email or on the Slack where we're landing on that, since we're short on time now. Unless there is a clear consensus for someone.
If we go like workshop and weapons, maybe we can always have supercharged find weapons. No, we can chat
Maybe
about it.
training and resolve might also make sense, since we got our force artifact there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, if we are going to be tier 1, the size of our gang is going to go up, so we could think about another cohort. But we will just have more people at our behest, and we could make our lair secure too. That's something.
Yeah. So I was thinking with Bria's paranoia as her trauma, and us like almost tipping our hat as to where our place is, like slightly moving to a more secure location might help her feel better about our situation. So she would push for that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah, it makes sense.
I could be into that.
Yeah. So did you want to put both ticks in secure, or one in resolve and one secure, or was there something else? What was in the mix?
How does that advance work? Does it just take 2 to like?
You get
like
2 ticks to put in upgrades for 1 advance.
Yeah, I'm just wondering how they're like double boxed. Like, do you need both of them for it to become active?
Sorry. For hardened and mastery, you need to tick all of them to get the thing. But for the others, for like secure and vault, you get partial for 1. For vault, I think it's specifically for 1, you get 4 additional boxes for creds, and for the second, you double it again to 8. But for secure, 1 tick secure, then you're like partially secure. You have some security measures. For 2 ticks, you have a lot of security. I mean, exactly how we define that in the fiction.
I think especially
you don't
if
have to
someone's
take both to get the secure thing.
Yeah, I think if someone's coming after us, maybe putting both in secure might be a good call.
Yeah. We got some good stuff in the base right now.
Yeah.
I'm game for
Everyone's-
patron and 2 ticks and secure, if unless anyone has other ideas.
Everyone
Yeah,
okay with that?
2 ticks and secure is good for me.
Yeah,
Mhm.
let's do it.
Cool.
Cool.
And
So
maybe-
that's one of.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Never mind. I was just gonna say we might want to look at other gang types for like veteran moves, but I still think we need to get the contract killer move. So because we still have something after we buy patron, right? We still have an entire advance after that, right?
Correct.
Well, that would go
That's the one
to-
you spent now on secure.
Oh, I
Oh.
see. I see. Okay. I forgot how that works. Yes, absolutely. 2 secure and patron, please. Yes.
So I'll tick patron. We haven't defined them yet, but you do have a patron, or you will have a patron. And I think that means we can do the tier advance. So now this only costs half the coin, and normally it costs. Is it?
I believe it's 8 times the tier you're moving to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's 8, but now you've held it to 4.
Sweet. So that means we can each take 1 cred from the score we just pulled and put 4 of it into the tier upgrade.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
So now we're weak tier 1.
4, yes. You have a weak hold, but you're tier 1. And you also each get 3 stash.
Oh, sweet.
Tier +2. So you get 3 stash. And stash helps with your standard of living. I think you should check them horizontally, because it's when you fill out one whole row, that's basically one level of standard of living.
Oh, okay.
Did you say 3 or 4?
3.
3.
3. Okay, cool.
And you can cash out your stash. 2 stash can be converted to 1 cred. But if you put in creds, if you put in 1 cred, you get 1 stash. So
It's 1 for 1 going in, but reverse.
There are substantial penalties for early withdrawal.
That's right. Substantial.
yeah,
It's a
it's like
throw-in.
yeah, I bought a new stereo and now I have to sell it. I'm not going to get the full price. That's just how it works.
Yep.
Cool.
And I believe our crew size goes up to 6 additional people.
No.
Approximately. So we are starting to become a institution if we want to. I think, like, if we want to stay assassins and stay small, we can, but I think
Mhm.
naturally, if we're going to start claiming turf and claims and all that stuff and play the street game, then I think we grow.
Yeah, and at this point, I think people who would naturally become part of your crew are are Gita, Godro, and Timo, who are Morn's little cultist group. And then you can probably pull in some of the recruits or the potential recruits, or if you have some ideas for other characters you want to pull in, then that's also
I think-
possible.
I think we should definitely bring the Yeti in. I liked him.
Cross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah, he's probably out of work now. He's not popular with his employer, so so he'd be happy to join up.
Nice.
Just had a look at the time, and I do need to
Yeah.
split quite soon.
Same.
I could give a couple quick
Yeah.
stars, but I feel like
Yeah, I think we'll end the recording here, do some quick stars and wishes, and we'll pick it up again next time.